This is kind of a really immature moment for both of them. I mean, who would come up with, I'm going to sell you a bowl, I'm going to give you a bowl of soup, give me your birthright. That is a very childish, weird thing. And you think, yeah, well, who would do that? Well, that's just the point. Who would do that? And the truth is, we do it all the time. We do it spiritually, not even realizing we've done it. So before you think these guys are insane, just hold on a second. First of all, these guys should have known better. They should have been more mature than that if they were in their 60s. For real? I mean, this is like crazy. Yeah. But you got to understand, first of all, these guys had a crazy rivalry. This baby comes out of the womb hanging onto the other one saying, it's me first. And Jacob was a deceiver, and he was known for it. You wonder why he hung around the tents? It wasn't just because he was a mama's boy. He was waiting for his opportunity. This was something planned. And if you read into the story later, you start to understand that this was a full-out planned event. He knew when his brother would come home hungry. He knew it. And he purposely had something stewing to make sure it would tempt him. Later on, when Jacob goes to get the blessing, he actually has to falsify himself to look like his brother so he can get the blessing from the father. He doesn't go to his dad and say, hey, he sold it to me outright, so now you have to give it to me. That's not what he does. He goes to his blind father who's dying. He covers himself with hair, puts a bunch of fake hair on, and goes in there and gets his father to give him the blessing, and does it all under false pretenses. Jacob's not a good guy either, you guys. He's a deceiver in here. But then you have Esau. What was he thinking? What was he thinking about selling his birthright for a bowl of beans? I mean, that's really what he did. I don't know about you guys, but I don't mind baked beans, but I'm not going to sell you nothing for a bowl of baked beans. It's just not going to happen, and certainly not for a bowl of lentils. They're just not my favorite bean. But, you know, your birthright, do you realize what the birthright was? Isaac was a wealthy man. Maybe your parents aren't wealthy, okay? Maybe they don't have a big estate for you to have. But Isaac was wealthy. He was wealthy by biblical standards. Very, very wealthy. And so he was going to get 2/3. He was going to get 2/3. Jacob was only going to see 1/3. Now, you got to see this for a minute. A wealthy, let's say Isaac was a millionaire by our standards, okay? Or a multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire, and you are going to get 1/3 of that. That's not going to make you happy enough? Right. And Esau is going to get 2/3 of it. And you're going to sell that for a bowl of beans? Really? What were either one of these guys thinking? I don't think they were thinking. And that's the point. Number one, the lesson you can learn here is beware of mistaking growth for maturity. They both grew up, but neither one of them were very mature here. They made stupid decisions based on a whim. So they may have grown up, but they didn't have character. You know, you can actually grow up and have no character. There are people that are in their 60s. Seriously. And their lack of character. I met a neighbor recently who was old enough to be my grandpa. And the man had no character. Screaming, drunk, belligerent, nasty. And I was trying to talk to him calmly. Hey, can we talk? Can we reason together? Unreasonable. And the whole time I'm thinking, you know, you can grow up and you can have age on you and have no character. None. Maturity is in the inside. You can be a 5-year-old and have more maturity than a 10-year-old. And if you don't understand that, just be a parent with multiple different kids. And you'll know what I mean. Just because your child's 13 does not mean the 16-year-old is more mature than the 13-year-old. Sometimes it's totally the opposite.